Remember learning to skip a stone across the surface of a lake? You watched an expert throw, and observing carefully, you theoretically knew how to make that rock hop across the top of the water. When it sank instead on your first try, maybe you asked questions and picked up some pointers. You began to be. You were able, engaged, ready to succeed. Then you picked up stone after stone and you practiced, throw after throw, until you mastered the skill. You could do it. Active learning, experiencing for ourselves this movement from knowing to being to doing, is how we learn best. And we can use this same active learning approach to help us grow as disciples. It's not just about what concepts or how many ideas we know. It's about actively engaging in Christ's mission and ministry until it is a part of our very being and evident in all we do.
So we're not just trying to deliver information, we're forming and informing disciples.
In Community of Christ's new ministry and priesthood curriculum, we'll be using the idea of active learning to grow into active disciples. Disciples who not only know, but who can be and do. We've created a 5-step flow accessible to different learning styles, universal across cultures, and adaptable to your class circumstance. We've also suggested a length for each step to help you make the most of your class time together. Let's walk through the flow step by step. First, we gather, a community of learners bringing our knowledge, our backgrounds, our life experiences. The lesson focus is introduced, and we prepare for the upcoming lesson. We might review a previous lesson and how it has impacted our lives and choices. Next, we engage with the focus of the lesson, using discussion questions to guide our interaction. We then respond, participating in activities and spiritual practices that deepen our exploration. When we send, we find ways to share what we have learned and to serve. And finally, we bless, affirming God's love for each student. This 5-step flow is built into every lesson in the curriculum, with examples and tools to help you guide learning.
The lesson flow is really easy to step into, and it just kind of invites you as a teacher into the flow. And I think it really invites the students into a logical and comfortable progression through the class lesson. Not a mountain of text, shorter things that I can quickly figure out what we're trying to do, where we're trying to go with the material, and just kind of a logical progression through. And very often looking at the discussion questions that are geared towards each step in the flow of the process, I find myself right away imagining myself doing this with students. And I've found that it works.
Now that you know this lesson flow, how do you begin to be an effective teacher and do this disciple building in your classroom? The lessons are flexible and can be used in small groups, for independent study with a mentor, and in personal study and e-learning. We provided suggestions within the class materials to help adapt each lesson to these different settings. But you know your students and your setting best. Use the 5-step lesson flow format, but make it meaningful for your learners with local examples, personal experiences, and references appropriate to your culture.
I can share this teaching, I can show in my way what I get during all those learning and share with my people, because I know my culture, so I can adapt the learning to my country.
Experiment, try different things, and begin to learn what begins to work for you as one who facilitates a learning process.
You'll find more resources and support for teaching this curriculum at seaofchrist.org. You can also contact us at this email address to share ideas or ask questions.
You know the lesson flow. You're ready to be an inspiring, effective teacher, encouraging your students as they develop into disciples. So now, go and do.